Hi, welcome back YouTube. Today I'm going to do an instructional video on how to create a fixed size sparse bundle disk image for people who own an Apple Time Capsule. And what do I mean by that? Well, the Apple Time Capsule will create a sparse bundle file which contains all the backups for a Macintosh computer that's using Time Machine. The problem is if you have on your time capsule, this sparse bundle image will keep growing and growing and just consume the entire disk drive of the time capsule, preventing other files and data to be stored on the time capsule. So today, in a series of steps, I hope to show on how we can create a fixed size sparse bundle image for the time capsule, so this sparse bundle image file won't go past a fixed size and it won't consume all the data and all the free space on the time capsule. Currently, I've been keeping record of my sparse bundle image here, and it's been steadily growing, and it was way bigger than this. I haven't even it takes a minute for it to calculate the size, but as you can see, the last time I took a recording it was 328 gigs. Well, my hard drive in my computer is only 200 gigabytes, so I don't really need a 330 gigabyte image file of my computer. I only would probably need like a 300. I don't need, half a terabyte of images stored for Time Machine. I wish Time Machine had a feature where I could flag certain backups to where if I just installed OS X 10.6.6, I would be able to say, alright, I'm going to flag this backup before I install that update, and then I'll save it. But I don't need, throughout the week, I have my system set up to where it backs up every night at 5 a.m. Well, on a Wednesday when I didn't really do anything on my computer, I didn't do any major system updates, I don't need it backing up. And so it just kind of gradually accumulates, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've had to go through and empty it out a couple times. So today, I'm going to try to show the users of YouTube on how I'm going to go about to creating a fixed size sparse bundle image. So with that, I'll continue. Alright, on the Apple discussions forum, there's a thread located that says limit the size of Time Machine backups. On this thread, there's a link posted by Bad Joss right here, which I believe links to Mac OS Hints. I guess what was previously Mac OS Hints. In this article, I'll link to this in the YouTube video as well. This guy talks about how you can limit the size of the sparse bundle. So what you have to do is you're going to have to open up Disk Utility, and I'm going to create a new image. And I want my image to be 300 gigabytes. I don't want it to go past 300 gigabytes. So select custom, and here we go. Perfect. And gigabytes. Click OK. And if you read the Mac OS Hints article, the anonymous user who posted it says it's works to your advantage to select the format of the disk image. You want to select Mac OS Extended case sensitive journaled. Select that. I don't need any encryption. Single partition works fine for me. Sparse bundle disk image. Which, yep, that's what I want. Sparse. So under the image format, scroll down where it says sparse bundle disk image. Select that. Create this. It might take a minute. Let's see. Alright. Alright, so disk utility finished creating my sparse bundle disk image, and I was going to verify it, but just make sure everything went through. Disk utility made the image correctly, but it was going to take like an hour, so I don't want to wait an hour. I'll hope everything created correctly. It actually created a 307.2 gigabyte sparse bundle image file to, I guess, actually format it down to when you actually see it, it's 300 gigs, because you always lose a couple bytes. So I guess the next step would be to shrink my current sparse bundle image so I can restore it into this new fixed size sparse bundle. And I'm going to do that by going in and entering it into Time Machine. And because I can't restore my current sparse bundle into Time Machine, or into my new one that I just created, because my current sparse bundle is larger than 300 gigabytes, and I want to have a sparse bundle image file of Time Machine backups that is not going to exceed 300 gigabytes. So what I'm going to have to do, if you saw me, I went up to the menu bar, clicked on Time Machine, and entered into Time Machine. And I'm going to have to go through, and I'm going to have to delete a lot of these daily backups that my computer's been doing. I kind of know, I've got a couple backups that I don't want to delete that are kind of old, kind of milestone backups, but I'm going to go through and delete a lot of the daily ones, and that should hopefully get me down to a much more manageable size of like 250 gigabytes or 260. Select the backup you want, and you can click the gear, and then you can just delete this backup, and it's going to remove this whole backup from your Time Machine. Do this. It prompts you, are you sure? Because whatever changes from prior to January 17th into the up, they're gone, or they're lost. But I mean, I still have really current backups like from yesterday, so I'm good. So I'm going to click OK, delete that backup, and it's going to take a minute, or it's going to prompt me for my system password. And I'm going to go ahead and delete another backup. Alright, so yeah, you can't, one of my gripes about Time Machine, it doesn't really show you that it's deleting the backup, but it is. And you don't really see a progress bar right now. Like, I selected that January 17th backup to delete, and it's like delete, and you don't really see a progress indicator saying, hey, Time Machine going, hey, I'm deleting your backup right now. And then so I kind of overloaded it because I went to another backup and I was like, hey, delete this one too, and it hasn't prompted me for my password yet because it's still trying to delete the old one. So if I click escape right now, I should exit this GUI for Time Machine. I think it'll display a window, or I might even have to, no, yeah, I gotta click escape. And then there's the progress bar for deleting that January 7th backup. Why it doesn't show you in the Time Machine interface, I don't know. It's one of those things. So it's going to delete this, and then it's going to catch up and be like, oh, you want to delete another backup, and then I'll delete that. So I'm going to do this, delete all the backups I really don't need, get my sparse bundle to a much more manageable size. Alright, let me go back in the time capsule. And on a side note, if you don't have the time machine icon up here, I think the easiest way to get to it would be to open up your system preferences. And time machine. And there you go. There's a little checkbox right there to display it in the menu bar. So, with that, there it is. Go into my time machine. So, as I showed earlier, I had a bunch more backups. I went and deleted all my backups. I saved the one from today, one for December, one for November, and one for October. Pretty much one from every month since October 2010. October, November, December. Yeah. So got those saved via time machine. And my sparse bundle, that's not the one. That's the one I just recently created. So this is the one I'm going to be editing. As you can see, it's still 346. So I need to shrink it down, and I found this link doing some Google searching. I've used it a couple times in the past. This guy or this person gives a command right here that shows you how to, you can't really see it, it's selected, but right there at the top, right here, is a command that you can issue in terminal. So just launch terminal. I usually launch all my programs from the Spotlight. It works out pretty well. Just command space to, if you're on the screen, just command space and terminal. Open up terminal, and we got to navigate to the path to where the sparse bundle is located. So go up to my root directory, and if you're not familiar with using the terminal, I'm sure you know, do a little savvy searching on YouTube, and you can find the commands, or you can stop the video and kind of see where the commands I'm typing in to, you know, try to navigate to where your sparse bundle is located. I think the one I need to edit is going to be located under the volumes. If you see it, it's in the green right there. So let me get into volumes. Let's see what we got located here. Yeah, snow brick, and then let's try snow brick then. Well, there it was. I guess it was the snow brick and not the snow brick one. In order to resize that, I believe you might have to dismount your time machine backups. And what I mean by that, when you go up to your system menu and you go into the time machine and you select that, it's going to automatically mount that sparse bundle image. So you're going to want to go ahead and dismount that. Alright, it takes a second to dismount. So let's try this again. There it goes. It's being a little bit more forgiving. Let's see what we get here. For whatever reason, they're all going to be highlighted yellow in my terminal. I don't remember exactly why. Everybody's terminal is going to be set up differently. I've been sitting here blindly looking at this printout and haven't been seeing it. I was looking for something at the top in the red, but it was here in the yellow. I guess that's for the directories. It's HDI util compact, and if you look at the guy's command, he uses the tilde documents, and that's the path to his sparse bundle. I changed into the directory where the sparse bundle is, so I just have to type in the name of the sparse bundle that I'm trying to compact, and that name would be Betty sparse bundle, because if you remember from the beginning of the video, Betty 300 gigabyte sparse bundle was the one I created in disk utility. So issue this command and it should compact the sparse bundle that was just that I just modified in Time Machine, where I deleted all the backups. And as you can see, this is another command that's going to take some time. Let it go. I might fast forward the section up in Final Cut, so you know you're not sitting here waiting. I mean, this section of the video is already 10 minutes, so try to make it as quick as possible. I know when you're watching an instructional video, you're just trying to get in, get out, get what you want to do, get your problem solved. You'll know this is working correctly because you'll start seeing dots go across the screen. It's kind of like a terminal's way of giving you a progress indicator that the bundle is being resized. I think what's going on right now in the background is some sort of process of a sort is looking at the image file. The image files are almost like a hard disk within themselves on a hard disk, I guess. There you go. You see the first dot. And what it's doing is it's compacting all that information that was in that sparse bundle. And it's taking out the free, because when I deleted all those backups, it put a bunch of empty space within that image file. So it's taking all the data that remained in that sparse bundle, and it's kind of like if you have a fragmented hard drive and you defrag your drive and it moves all the data to one portion of a drive. I believe that's what this is doing. I'm not exactly sure, but you know, that's kind of my speculation on what's going. That was me hitting the down arrow on the keyboard, on the keypad. Sorry about that. It shouldn't have any harm to it. So yeah, it's gonna take a minute. It usually does. Hello and welcome back to the progressively long delayed time capsule / fixed image sized sparse bundle image video. It's almost become a video series upon itself. Okay, anyways, to recap / overview the things I've done. First step was to create a new sparse bundle image on the time capsule using disk utility. Then go into your Time Machine, delete all the unnecessary backups, then open up Terminal and issue the command to resize the sparse bundle image, not the new one that you created, but your current one, to clear out all the empty space and condense the size of it. And then the fourth step I didn't show in the video, but what it is, I have an external USB disk that I plugged into my USB port, and I ran Time Machine on that, and I took a backup earlier today, of my current state. So if anything happens to my backup, the current backup on my Time Machine, or time capsule, excuse me, the current backup on my time capsule, if I mess up by restoring or going around in disk utility and messing around with the images, and I somehow make it to where it doesn't operate and function properly, I'll have another fail-safe option with this external USB drive that I have on my desk. So I did that. You know, it's just another good safety precaution to do. Hello and welcome back to hopefully which will be the final segment of this video. Definitely run a lot longer than I expected it to. I didn't mean it to be, you know, a 20-minute instructional video on creating a fixed size sparse bundle image, but it definitely become a lot more informed from doing this and putting this all together. I've kind of compiled this document now. Try to do this as quickly as possible. Alright, so the original sparse bundle file created when I set up my time capsule, I was able to shrink that down and keep resizing it. That was becoming tedious. I didn't want to have to do that on a monthly basis to shrink that down because it was consuming all the space on my time capsule. So I created a separate sparse bundle, and it was, if you remember in the beginning of the video series, or the beginning of this video, it was called Betty 300 gigabyte sparse bundle. So I created that, and it was unencrypted. And I wanted to restore my existing Time Machine backups into that newly created sparse bundle. Well, in disk utility, there's a little option here called restore, and I figured I could use my source right there and then put the new one right there and erase the new one and restore it with all of my old and keep my existing Time Machine backups. Well, using this feature and clicking restore, I was unable to do that. And when I did that, in the process, it broke that newly created 300 gigabyte sparse bundle image. So I had to create another one, which that wasn't a big deal because I was able to create another one in like less than 2 minutes. So I did. I created another one, and I created it by following the instructions on this right here. This guy, Jay, software engineer in Australia, did a pretty good write-up. It's really easy to follow. Walk yourself through it, do it. That's what I did. That's what I followed to create the new one, because now my sparse bundle image is encrypted. This one right here that I'm hovering my mouse over is an encrypted sparse bundle image. And I did set the size. And I know this size is 300 gigabytes because of that right there. And the original one that was created when I set up the time capsule initially said the capacity was 2 terabytes. The image size was set to 2 terabytes, which that was the maximum the drive in my time capsule is 2 terabytes. So it had the option to consume the whole time capsule, which I didn't want to do because I want to be able to store other miscellaneous files on my time capsule. And Disk Utility would not give me a feature to resize that. It doesn't really give you that option. So there's that. So followed the instructions from Chase, created a new one, and then I ran Time Machine. And I wasn't able to save my existing backups, so I started the whole Time Machine process over last night. It took, started before I went to sleep, woke up, and it was done. And that's where I am. So I have all my time machines. Basically, I have what I wanted, but I wasn't able to use the restore option, which is what I was going for. But hey, this is a good interim solution until maybe somebody could post a link or make a YouTube video on how to restore to keep your existing time machine backups, if you will. With that, I think that's everything. I've got all the instructions that I did right here, links to everything I linked to in the video, and I can't think of anything else. But if you found this video helpful and it prevents you from going out and upgrading your 2 terabyte hard drive, saving a buck or two from buying a 3 terabyte drive, considering I don't know, I'll put a PayPal link at the bottom of the video in the video, or I'll put all these notes in the video so you can follow along when you're watching the video, and click the PayPal link, donate $1 if you find it helpful. I appreciate it. Thanks.